Hi, this is Jyoti here. Welcome to Jopat Tech Guru. In today's session, I'm going to discuss regarding user-defined exception. It is a part of exception handling. If you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of my new videos. Let us start the discussion. An exception is an unwanted or unexpected event which occurs during the execution of a program, that is at runtime. So that disrupts the normal flow of the program's instruction. So we cannot predict at what time the error might open. So whenever you are handling those errors, then you are writing the code which is necessary to handle it using the exception handling concept. Sometimes during the execution of the program, the user may face the possibility that the program may crash or show an unexpected event during its runtime execution. So this unwanted event is known as exception, and it generally gives the indication regarding something wrong within the code. So to handle that, you are having try, catch, and finally blocks. So you have to give the particular handling things with respect to the errors which you are getting it. So currently I'm discussing user-defined exceptions. So user-defined exceptions are the one which are going to get executed or going to get during the runtime. So user-defined exceptions are useful when we want to code an exception that may not be defined by the language. So for example, in a boiler room, if the temperature rises above some threshold, then the heat must be turned off. So for understanding how user-defined exceptions are used, we take an example of a division by zero. Of course, divide by zero, we are already having a class in the exception, but now we are going to write a program wherein we are writing our own division by zero class. So how we can write that? With the help of exception class. So here we define a class div by zero that inherits from exception and is called by the division operation function when the denominator is equal to zero. Since the call for the function is may or may not throw an exception, it is placed in the try block. So a catch block is defined to catch any exception of type exception, and the message property prints the type of exception that has occurred. So to understand all these definitions, let us go ahead and start understanding the program implementations. So here, to honor the time, I have already written the program. We have got a class called as my divided by zero, which is getting inherited by the exception class. So we are creating a constructor called as public my divided by zero class, and with the help of this base of message, I can access the feature of exception. So currently I'm writing only a constructor. In my next program, I'll show you how to implement that base of message. So here what I have written error has occurred. If you want, you can write any particular error message. So in the my class, we have got divide operation function, which takes a numerator and denominator. Both are double type of variables. So if denominator is zero, I want to throw this error. So return numerator slash denominator if both numerator and denominator are correctly given or properly given by the user. Otherwise, it is going to throw the error. So in the main, I'm going to create the object, and with the help of try catch, I'm going to call this divide operation with the 10, 0. So here numerator is 10 and denominator is 0. So once it comes over here, it is going to check is the denominator is 0, then it is going to throw this my divide by 0 construct. So here, once you create the object of the my divide by 0 class, automatically constructor is called. This is a default constructor. Otherwise, exception is getting thrown. So once you execute it, you can see that we are getting error occurred. Exception of type my divide by 0 was thrown. So this is one way in which you can handle the errors. Now, I've got one more program to make you understand this message concept. So here I'm having I'm having a program in which I'm accepting the number of laptops to order. So input order is the variable which is taking the order from the user. If it is equal to 10 or if it is less than 10, then I'm displaying that your order will be delivered soon. If it is greater than 10, then it is going to show me out of stock exception. Then it is going to catch this out of stock exception. As you can observe that this is not a built-in class. This is a class which we have created. So where is the class? This is the class in which we are again taking the help of exception. So if you want, again, you can use base of message. Base of message. So here, if we are trying to access this exception class, exception contains, go to definition, exception contains one of the message property. So this message property is a get property. I want to use this message property in my program. So for that purpose, I have taken base of message. So whatever the message I'm going to type it here, this is concerned with the message which is there in the exception class. So once I'm going to show this out of stock exception, ex.message is concerned with the exception of message. So once we execute it, suppose if I'm giving less than 10 or if I'm giving equal to 10, I'll be getting your order will be delivered soon. Suppose if I'm just exceeding the stock limit, I want around 70 laptops to order, then out of stock exception is thrown. So this message is coming from our user defined class. User defined class as we are writing this. So here base of message means we are concerned with the message property of the exception class. So this is all about your user defined exception. Hope you have understood the concept of user defined exceptions and you are going to use it within your project. Thanks for watching the video. Have a great day ahead.